Hello my friends, Tudagamon here. In this video I'm going to benchmark the next car game from Bugbear on a single GTX 1070 paired with my old Core i7-860. As always, this video is recorded with an external recorder at 60 frames per second, so what you will see in this video will be pure performance. The Core i7-860 is overclocked to 4 GHz. There we are. The system has 12 GB of memory and the graphics card is a single GTX 1070 made by KFA2. It is the EX model. Latest force were installed and also a little overclocked in order to reach 2 GHz of core clock. For this benchmarking video I'm going to use fraps to collect frame rate data from a custom gameplay session. We can see here the previous result on the same system with the GTX 970, and we will see the result of the 1070 below and some analysis with flat at the end of the video. So I'm not forgetting anything. Awesome, let me launch the game and let me show you the options. Thankfully this game loads so quickly, I love it. I wish all games were like that. 1080p resolution of course, and I'm using the Ultra preset as I did on my GTX 970 and previous 1070 video. So let's go to the race. Gravel 1 is my race of choice. 23 opponents on a clear day and 6 laps as before. The game is very dynamic and it is very difficult to make everything happen the same way. That's why I'm using 6 laps, so overall the result will be very close. Beautiful graphics. Step aside. I'm going to leave all these guys forward. Start to benchmark before the curve as in my previous videos. fucking dick. No, fuck you! Fuck it. That's okay. I came in 7th with a rollover, not bad. So, yes, nothing else to do here. Fuck you, game bar. And yes, we do have a very decent performance increase from 57 to 77 on the GTX 1070. This game can really benefit from the 1070, but let's take a look at MSI Afterburner first and then flat. Frame rate is very decent, the frame times are also very good. However, the GPU usage was not maxed out, far from it, but still it was good enough to provide a decent frame rate and a good performance result. The CPU usage is absolutely bonkers. It goes up and down all the time. A lot of thread switching going on here. Probably not the best thing to do. Overall, the CPU usage, as you can see, is less than 50%. So what we're looking at here is pure thread switching. These hyper-threaded CPUs are really stupid. And let's see, CPU temps are okay. Of course they are okay with all the thread jumping all around. Even the temperature is jumping around. What the fuck? GPU temps are okay. Better than usual due to the less than full load. 2.9 gigabytes of video RAM, 2.9 of RAM usage. RAM or video RAM? What the fuck? Where is the video RAM? Yes, RAM. RAM And if this is RAM, where is the video RAM is at the bottom. Sorry, my bad. I got seriously confused, my friends, and I think I have been confused on my previous videos. Anyway, I will have to be more careful in the future. 2.9 gigabytes of RAM usage, 2 GHz for the core clock, and 3.3 gigabytes of video RAM usage. Yeah, I got it now. And let's go to flat and load up some benchmarks. I believe it has sorry, ultra. I believe it has my previous run. Let me see if it must have been logged in on my Z drive. Yes. Okay, so I messed up a little with my benchmarking files, but that's okay. I have opened the GTX 1070 result, which I did just now, 56.9. This one was my previous run on the GTX 970, 57 frames per second. I have also loaded my GTX 1070 with the 2500K, so we can now thankfully proceed, thank God. Let's start with the analysis of the 1070, which is with the 860, which is the most important. It is what this video is all about. Sorry, my bad. So we do have some stuttering occurring at some points. Overall, the frame times are quite good. They are hovering at below 16 milliseconds for the most part, so we do have a good performance from this system, although the CPU usage was crazy. Frame times below 16.7 milliseconds are minimal at 2.73%, nothing too serious. The histogram of the frame times also shows good performance below 16 milliseconds for the most part. Very few frames were had any latency at all. I'm surprised the 860 did such a good job here. It is a lot faster compared to the GTX 970, but slower than 2500K, which performed better than the 860 once more. Let's see the comparison graphs. 970 and 860 did have some trouble. The 1070, however, with the 2500 in the red, was faster than all other runs, and the GTX 1070 with the 860 in the black graph, the one I just did, is quite decent, but still a little slower. The performance gain is significant from adding a better video card. We can see the frame rate also. The red is the 2500 with the 1070, faster than everything. In the black, the 860 follows suit, and the 970 with the 860 was the slowest of the systems. Did have quite some trouble. Let's see min, max and averages. We can see the difference being very evident for all these runs. The very interesting thing about this graph is the variability of the frame times of the GTX 970. The other two are very similar, so the GTX 1070 can keep a very steadier frame rate and gaming experience than the 970, which is normal, of course. It is a far better card, but it is very pronounced in this specific gaming benchmark, and especially the frame times in the stuttering are half of what the GTX 970 is. The percentiles is also always a very interesting curve. The i7-860 suffers less of a dip somehow, but overall the frame times of the GTX 1070 with the 2500 are quite a lot better. Still very playable for the 860 system, although it is affected by the CPU. This game is primarily GPU limited. This does not help at all. And lastly, the comparable frame rates overlaid with the stuttering and the variability. Very good performance from these two systems. The 970 does have a little problem with this game. Maybe a little less anti-aliasing would help a lot. So that's it for this video, my friends. I hope you find it very interesting or mildly interesting. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you on my next video.